Good day, brothers and sisters. I have another word for you here today. It's an update from Barry Wunsch, and he had shared this 3 hours ago. And it's the prophetic word / encounter is those who plot for evil in Davos will plot in vain. And the word Davos is spelled D-A-V-O-S, Davos or Davos. And this is respectfully submitted, Barry Wunsch. And he says, Holy Spirit woke me at 3 a.m. this morning with a very strong presence in my room. I could not move, nor did I want to move. He began to talk to me, very personal, very deep. As he spoke to me, his love and presence flooded me in a way I have not experienced before. To be open and transparent, I am still processing it all. I am so very thankful. As I spend time with him, his presence continued to minister to me. He drew me in closer to him. In his heart, he began to speak to me and drop this word on me. He took me into the spirit and showed things it is difficult to put into words. And so with that being said, here it is with the best of my ability to articulate as clearly and as raw as it came. I share once again with fear and trembling. Barry, tell my people the enemy nations plot in vain. Men insist on plotting against me and my people. They have evil deep in their hearts and have no regard for life or for light. Tell my people, those who plot in evil in Davos will plot in vain. Tell my people, I am about to release my holy fire upon the WEF. They will be consumed. They will be taken out. They are laughing now and mocking me in my name, mocking me thinking they are greater than I. Let it be clear, I will no longer be mocked. They have released the hordes of hell upon the earth to bring destruction upon the nations with their occultic practices and rituals. Pay attention and watch closely for what I am about to do. There will be a time to watch, and there will be a time to march and advance. Stay in lockstep with me. Do not move until I call you to move with me. The end time harvest is upon you. All that has been sown shall be reaped according to my word. Things as you have known them are about to be shaken apart. CERN shall implode. They have started something that I have to finish. It has already gone too far. I am closing that gate. I am removing another evil gateway in China before they can open it. Now is the hour to arise out of your slumber. Now is the time to suit up, armor up, and advance the line. I was taken in the spirit and was flying through the countryside over a road in Davos, Switzerland. The road was somewhat narrow and had black limos and security vehicles traveling in a gathering of some sort. This seemed like a more private, higher level side meeting. I was then taken by the Spirit into the mid-sized room. It was a very dark and evil stench filled the air. There was an inner court of sorts with large stone columns around the perimeter. It had a higher ceiling than the perimeter seating that flanked the inner court. At the front of the room there was a similar altar. It was dark, Satan dark, occultic dark. As I was standing in this occultic room, there were heavy black curtains that were being pulled closed from between the columns to give privacy to the ceremonial gathering was going on to be taking place. Once the curtains were pulled, they rolled up the carpet that had been covering the floor in that inner court area. As they rolled up the carpet, it exposed the stone and tile floor. Painted on the floor were every sort of occultic symbol there was. This place was pure evil. The stone altar there had a design so evil I wanted to vomit. I was then taken in the spirit and I was shown a host coming upon the earth. They were a host that had not been released upon the earth before, ever before. They were strong. They were heading toward do battle, and they were not fooling around, and they were not going to lose. They came in a massive military formation, and as they approached, they were dispatched division by division, each one to the nation that were called to elaborate. I watched as half of the host hit the globe powers and principalities head on. The fallen evil angels did not have a fraction of power and authority that the Lord great host had upon them. I was taken in the spirit with the other half of the Lord's host as they hit the nations. These were end-time harvesters, and it was obvious that they were not taking prisoners. They were taking out the enemy. They were removing them from seats of power and control they had held to bring destruction and oppression in the nations. These evil leaders and enemies were being taken out, and some even brought to death as these harvesting hosts were released throughout the earth. It was a great and fearful day of the Lord. They were wailing, screaming, and mourning in the streets. I don't even have words to articulate all I saw. It was a day of great reckoning. I was taken in the spirit over the nations, over the earth, and I saw a new dawn breaking through in the great darkness that had cloaked the earth. It was magnificent. It was magnificent, and it was ever so beautiful. The light and the glory of God was flooding the earth. It was a new day. I was taken in the spirit into the nations, into the governmental commerce, buildings and facilities. First here and there, and then another, and another, yet another. It was a little different, each one. Some had only had a few survivors. Some had half that had survived. Some were wiped completely clean. Evil ones who were there one day were gone the next. What had looked impossible to man and was impossible for man, the Lord took care of by his mighty right hand. As the dust was settling, there was an emerging of a righteous remnant stepping up and stepping into the lead of the nations, into their destinies. These new leaders were a different bunch. They were there not to serve their own selfish ambitions and desires, but they were there to lay down their lives to serve God's people. They proceeded to do so in the spirit of humility and strength in God. It was a new day. Holy Spirit light flooded the nations. Healing, hope, and restoration and reformation was upon us. Holy is the word of the Lord. Psalms chapter 2, verse 1-6. Why do the nations rage and the people plot in vain the thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bonds in pieces and cast away their cords from us. He who sits in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall hold them in derision. Then he shall speak to them in his wrath and distress them in his deep displeasure. Yet I have yet to see my king, my holy hill of Zion, respectfully submitted. Barry Wunsch, the Canadian Hammer. So God bless you today. I hope this word blesses you. And I'm thankful for Barry Wunsch, and I just pray that everyone that is watching this will really rejoice, because this is coming. God is working things out for his people, and he's removing the evil ones. God bless you, saints of God.